when I'm stuck inside you. This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lost in desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back once again to the whole damn enchilada podcast. Rick Paulton and Ryan over there somewhere. There he is. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Living the dream, my friend. Living the dream.
Me too. Drinking these 24-cent 2 liters.
Nice. Hell of a deal.
Yeah.
Hell of a deal. Candace, Rob Dow. Hey, Candace. Rob Dow, St. John, Michigan, Jason in the house. Hey, Rob, are you going to be there on February 3rd to see Kane? Let's see what he says. Because I'll be competing against him in the costume contest, the cosplay contest that they're going to be doing. But anywho,
stiff competition.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and then Ricky's going to wear his Part 8 thing if we can get his mask doctored up. Because remember the last thing, one of the rivets came out or something. We should be able to fix that.
I'd come take a look at that now that I have time and resources. I think it won't be a problem. I have a riveter too. I could just pop a rivet in there.
Yeah, that's all we need really. Yep. JP in the house. Right on. JP is going to be going live at 8:00 tonight. No, they're going to do a live comment section on YouTube when they release their current episode of their podcast, Cine Nerds, starring yours truly.
That's right.
Yeah, went over there. We reviewed Hobo with a Shotgun. You ever see that?
I don't think I have.
Oh, it is fucking phenomenal. I had a real good time watching it and talking about it. His co-host and guitarist for A Killer's Confession, James, oh God, he was going off. He did not like this film at all. So it's gonna be worth it just to watch it for that for sure. But yeah, it's directed by Jason Eisenberg, I believe his name is, the guy from Tales from the Dark Side of the Ring and Tales from the Territory.
Oh, okay.
One of the directors there.
Yeah,
yeah, he said JP says he hates it. Yeah, he did. It was great. Yeah, you got to get more movies like that to force him to watch because it's just fucking comical.
Rick's on every show now, guys. If you didn't notice that,
I'm a popular guy. Go ahead.
He's the Peyton Manning of horror podcasts. Peyton Manning's on like every commercial.
Right. So with that thought, I'm going to need all of you guys to, after you're done here, to at least jump on that live for a couple minutes and make JP think having me on was beneficial to him. Make him think I matter. Okay, guys? It'd be awesome.
Hey, he boosts our ratings.
Yeah, I know. So I want to kind of at least halfway do the same, or at least, create the illusion of the same on his.
JP Cross gets clicks, that guy.
That's true. So, speaking of people in the comments, she's not here right now, but Rosa, who's been here since day one, always here every week. Maybe she's here and she just hasn't commented. We'll see. But she made this guy for me. I don't know. Can we see that?
Yeah, I see the mug.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then she made on the back. She put it backwards just in case our camera, is one of them
reverse.
Deals.
Yeah.
So when I had it on the show, like it would. So I thought that was really cool. So she's going to make some stuff for us. We're going to do some merch work out some deals with her to do some stuff. We're going to do cups, and she made a hat for you, Ryan. I got it somewhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a little toboggan. Is that what they're called? The kids call them a skull cap.
Oh, okay.
We called them a toboggan back in the day.
Or a beanie.
A beanie.
I've heard a beanie.
No, that's the new thing. That's what the kids today called them.
Yeah.
The kids when we were kids called them scullies.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was a toboggan.
we sell those at my place of employment, and they're listed as beanies.
Beanies, yeah, because that's what the new kids call them. But we got some other stuff that she did too. See, I'm gonna.
So, but even if she's not here, she'll hear it later. Thank you, Rosa. I appreciate it.
Right on. So that's it. R&R Affordable Collectibles, I think, is the name of her page, which is on Facebook. R&R Affordable Creations.
Creations, that's right.
Yeah. And then she made this for me a while ago.
Audrey too.
Yeah, dude, the detail in this thing is just so awesome. And I guess she says these aren't hard to make. She whips these together like really quick, and they're pretty cool. Better than anything you could buy if you're a fan of the movie.
I love that movie.
I sent one to Brian because on his podcast he had commented one time, I'd like to get a little replica for my desk of Audrey. And I was
Audrey
like,
too. Yeah.
I got this. I know how to make this happen. And
Are
I
you a fan of
already
Little
have my
Shop
own.
Are you a fan of Little Shop of Horrors?
I seen it when I was a kid. And I loved it when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it since. Me and Michaela tried to watch it once, and something happened, and I don't remember. We couldn't keep watching it, but I did like it a lot as a kid. Rick Moranis is the shit.
Yeah.
So
Steve Martin's so good in it.
And I'm pretty sure she'll like it. It's always like something she liked. But our topic tonight, which we'll get into eventually, is the Hatchet movie, 2006, and Rosa also made me this little guy. We got this Victor Crowley guy here. She made me a whole set of these with all the different horror characters. They're all back there, and then she did this one special afterwards because I was gonna take that and actually give it to Kane, and I forgot it.
Oh.
When I seen Kane at the Pennsylvania Jason Takes Pennsylvania event that got all and then was cool later.
We'll see him again soon enough.
Yeah, but I got kind of attached to him now, so I don't know. I've been debating if I'm gonna take out there and show it to him. Like I was gonna give you this, maybe.
Yeah.
So I might still give it to him. Who knows?
If he wants it, you're like, what's it worth to you, big fella?
The original Little Shop is great too. It stars Jack Nicholson. Did you know that?
I know that it was a remake, but I don't know the details of the original.
I mean, if Jack's in it, it's got to be pretty cool.
I thought it predated that even for whatever reason, because the remake was in the mid-'80s.
Yeah, the remake was in the mid-'80s.
Yeah, it's not like he was acting even like 20 years before that, or he'd be 100.
Jackson is late 80s.
Yeah, he started acting mid-60s?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? I know JP knows his shit, so I'm going to say that it's probably true. I'm trying to look it up now to see. Riveting television here.
Television.
Is it television? What are we? I mean, we're not radio. I can't say radio.
Streaming.
Riveting streaming? That just doesn't sound right.
I know it doesn't. Nothing sounds right.
Hopefully I sound better. I got an actual microphone and using the computer. That's why I'm all like whited out because of the brightness on this thing. I have no idea how to use it.
I know.
I did figure out how to get us on iTunes. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
It's pretty fancy. JP helped me with that. He got me set up with the Podbean thing, and the Podbean. You ever heard of it?
I have.
It sends you all over the place to all different people that do the podcast distribution.
Sends it to every site imaginable and Timbuktu.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I'm still trying to figure this out.
You're fine.
Little Shop of Horrors. I got 1960.
Yeah.
1960. I don't see no Jack Nicholson.
No, neither do I. I didn't think that sounded right.
Maybe he meant to type somebody else's name.
Yeah.
You got Jonathan Hayes was Seymour.
That sounds.
It was a Roger Cameron film, the original in 1960s, I think.
Roger Corman?
Corman, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, that's the director. So I have the right movie.
Yeah.
But Nicholson was not in that movie, JP.
No.
And if he was, yes, he was. He was Wilbur Force.
Really?
Yes, he was. I'm sorry I doubted you, my friend.
Yeah, that still sounds crazy to me. I don't remember that, but I'll have to rewatch
Jack
it.
was the Dennis in the OG. Brian Emmenizer, South Jersey Jason. Look at that. Yeah.
So he was the Steve Martin role.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Anywho, before we get to our main event,
yes.
So I had announcements. I talked about the merch thing we're going to have going on. I talked about see, I need to write this shit down. What did I say on my thing? I said, here I know how to remind myself. So I booked our next guest today.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in just a second. But I think there's a third thing. Let's see. Because Jared said he can't be here, and he hit me up for the deets on what I was going to talk about. Oh, our new spin-off wrestling podcast. We put the pilot episode on my Facebook page I don't know if any of you guys had a chance to check that out. Comment in the comments and let me know what you thought about that.
I didn't even know that. I mean, you told me it was a thought. I didn't even know it like happened already though until I saw it pop up.
yeah, we got that out there. The guy I wanted to do it with me couldn't do
Yeah.
it for whatever reason, so I got my my nephew to replace him, and they're both really loud. So
Yeah, so it looked like
thought he'd be a good replacement for him. But then on camera, he gets all like sheepish and quiet.
I saw.
So we'll have to work
I saw
on that.
who's all on there, and I saw Rick and a couple of Marks.
Yeah, a couple of marks. Yeah, it's funny. So JP says, "I told you." Like I said, man, we're sorry we doubted you on that. We won't make that mistake again. He's a Cinna nerd. Of course he knows.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's up on my Facebook page. So give that a watch if you want. We reviewed every week we're going to review a different match, watch it with you, and talk about it. And this week we did Flair and Funk. We did an episode before with Funk and Lawler, which was the original 5-star match. But
yeah,
towards the end of the podcast, we just started rambling and bullshitting, and it just went on forever. And I don't know how to edit shit, and so I didn't want to use that one. Plus, Donald kind of shit on it.
What?
So, yeah, I know. But, whatever.
Like I said, Rick and a couple of Marks.
Exactly. So, but this
there
new
were
one,
no,
I think, went a little.
There were no backflips in the match.
Right.
Negative 5 stars.
And then I wanted them to introduce themselves and talk about themselves a little bit. It's the first time I guess they did something like this. So, and I guess I was probably a shitty interviewer. They were shitty interviewees, but we'll get better at it. I wanted them to talk about how he trained to wrestle and stuff like that, but I didn't think about. I thought about that before we went on the air, but I didn't tell him that, and then I didn't bring it up in the discussion. So who knows? But check that out, guys. Let us know what you think. And if you like it, awesome. It'll be we're going to be posting more stuff like that. And if you don't like it, we'll try to make it better so you might like it. And then go ahead.
My only thought where I would tie into that is this: whenever you're gonna go over a match with Bret Hart in it, I want to be on there.
Oh yeah, we'll get you on. We'll get you on. Right on.
Because you know how that's gonna go.
So we got one more announcement. Our next guest that we're gonna have February 8th. I locked this down. The guy actually responded to me in the middle of the night last night, 1, 2 in the morning. He might be on the West Coast. That might be why. Or he's just a party animal. I don't know. But I rolled over, my phone went off, and I was like, yeah, I ain't got time for that right now. Hopefully he'll still listen, respond in the morning. So I did get back to him in the morning. Brett Wagner. You familiar with him?
Sounds familiar.
Brett Wagner. He was Leatherface in the 2003 movie for 1 or 2 scenes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story to it which he'll talk about. I'm not going to spoil it now. He'll talk about it on the podcast. But he's also did the movie The Crazies. Are you familiar with that movie?
Yes.
The newer one. I think it's from 2011.
I know the original.
Yeah, and I'm going to watch both in preparation for the thing. He played one scene. Yeah, it's the Kemper kill. It's called, and yeah, like I said, I don't want to get into it because we're going to let him get into it when he's on the show. Why it was that. The remake is good. JP says for The Crazies. He was also he was in an episode of Sons. He has a lot of credits. He's been around for a long time. He does a podcast now, and he does all the horror conventions, and he'll do in costume photo ops. But he doesn't do them with the chainsaw because he never got to use it in the movie. He killed his guy with a hammer, so he signs replicas of the hammer and stuff. And he seems like a really cool guy. I've heard a couple podcasts with him on it. And,
I think that's why his name sounds familiar, is from being on list of convention guests.
Oh, yeah. He does tons of conventions. He's known as the Lost Leatherface.
Okay.
The Lost Leatherface because, again, he was only in the one scene. And he was replaced by the dude from Batman Returns, whose name escapes me, is a total jerk. He is I've heard all kinds of horror stories about him on conventions. Somebody in the comments might know his name and might say it, but yeah. So yeah, Brett Wagner. He's going to be on the show February 8th. He actor. He's done stunts. He's done one of them shows it's like a garage show. Like, let me look up this guy. Let me look it up. He also trained to be a wrestler with John Cena.
Interesting.
Right. So cool stuff.
I wonder how far back that was.
UPW.
Okay.
Samoa Joe was there as well. But he's still pretty active. He does a lot of horror movies. Yeah, right there in his trivia. Was a professional wrestler.
Okay.
What is the name? It's something garage. Something. Why is it so hard for me to find right now?
Like one of those shows from like the same channel that had like Pawn Stars and all that.
Yeah, like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Maybe if I go down to Self, maybe it'll be there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, but now it's just killing me. I got to find it. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah. Andrew Bayanarski, that is the Monster Garage. Thanks, Charles Sherrod. I wish I would have seen it. He said he interviewed him last year. I didn't even know your show was out last year. You mean last year's in 2023 or 22? But either way, awesome. I'm gonna have to check out your interviews for some inspiration.
Research.
Yeah, research. I do that when I have somebody on when I'm driving in the lift. I'll put them on. I must have missed that one because I thought I'd seen all your shows, but I don't remember seeing that one. But I will definitely check that out. I'll put them on when I'm doing the lift to get ideas and research and like that's how I knew so much about Ken Sagos when he was on. Now he posted a picture of me. He was advertising his comic book, and he made up some quote that I never said. Should I say something about that, or should I just let it go?
Say something about it.
I'm gonna say it here, but I'm saying, should I say it to him?
Oh. What was the quote?
It's a picture of me holding the comic book, and he says, like when you watch a movie, and it'll show like the critics and what they think about the movie. Yeah. Like that. He goes, it's like Jason, Chucky, and Freddy all rolled into one. I never said that. I did say a lot of good things about the comic book, though. Yeah. So why not use something I actually said?
Maybe somebody else. Maybe somebody else said that. Maybe someone else. Maybe someone else said that, and he just attributed it to you. It was an honest mistake, maybe.
Maybe, or he was just trying to make his shit look good. I don't know, but no, I did say a lot of. I really, really want him, and I'll loan you my copy. I want him to turn it into an ongoing series. I think I could do it. Like just with the ideas he had, and then make new ideas. But but somebody needs to because it's a very good idea. All right on. So we're getting like way off the. Jared Haggerty says, "What's up, boys? I thought he wasn't going to be able to watch, but here he is." Brett Wagner and Kane Hodder and Bill Moseley. Seen it. Smothered, a movie that had Brett Wagner, Kane Hodder, and Bill Moseley. I was reading that wrong. It says, I can't do the touchscreen thing because I'm on my computer.
Yeah.
See, this is Rob Dell. He says, I thought he was saying that he smothered with Brett. I was like, what the hell is he trying to say here? But then he cleared it up here. Have you seen Smothered? No, I haven't, but I will definitely add that to the list to check out. So,
do you have any more announcements?
I think that's it. I think I got it covered. It took me 20 minutes to do so.
It's okay. I figured this movie we could cover this in probably 30.
Yeah, no, I figured this is going to be a quick one too because we're not going to do a shot by shot deal.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
because before we get into that, you're not going. I'm not going to let you off the hook.
What about Baker Mayfield?
Oh, we got lots to talk about, but that's part of it.
Oh, okay, but you can check the footage, man. I said he was going to win the game. I said he was going to play big, and
that's not what I want to talk about.
Okay, well, what is it then?
What the fuck happened to the Browns, man?
C.J. Stroud happened, man. C.J. Stroud is that dude. I told you that in the podcast.
I will give him a lot of credit, but I will give the most credit to whoever their offensive coordinator is, and I don't know the name of the man, unfortunately. The misdirection.
They were scoring at will. There was nothing we could do.
They hadn't came out and used an offensive scheme like that all year, and Cleveland just had nothing to counter it.
No.
They never.
And at first, we were keeping up with them, but, with all of our guys out, we're not a team that's going to score 30, 40 points a game anyway.
No.
On a good day,
They have a couple of times.
We needed to score like 40, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. He's back.
Yeah. Even when like Nick Chubb was healthy too, and it probably was even more so then, the Browns are not a team built to play from behind.
No.
They're really not.
No, definitely not. And you know, people wanted to crucify Flacco for throwing those 2 pick sixes, which were awful. But take them away. Take them away. We still lose.
Still lose 20 points.
Yeah. You know, because if their offense had the ball, then you know, give us the benefit of the doubt. Say we scored instead of they scored on those 2 pick sixes. Then now their offense has the ball. They're going to march right down the field and score.
Yeah, they couldn't really be stopped.
Yeah.
Like Cleveland did a pretty good job against the run, but they couldn't stop Stroud.
No, and the NFL is going to have a lot of problems with that guy going forward.
Especially come that second big play, like how do you leave Nico Collins that wide open over and over again?
That's happened to them a couple times this year. But
yeah, and I mean I like their secondary a lot there too. And obviously you have a pass rush, and they didn't even come close to like sniffing CJ Stroud.
Right on.
They just got no pressure. So, and I mean, you know, I'm not backing on them just to bag on them. I had Cleveland as my pick in that game. You know that.
You did well. I think you went 4-2 if I counted.
I did. Yep, and that's one of the ones.
Oh, the Dallas game was the other one.
Everybody missed that one.
I expected Dallas to choke, just not in the first round against the Packers.
Yeah, that was also an annihilation, man, and just oof.
Most of the games were. I mean, were any of them close?
The Chiefs game was also technically a blowout. It was only like 16 points, but man, Miami had no answer, and that cold, and I knew they wouldn't. That game went exactly the way I said it was going to go. By the way, Tua couldn't do it. The Detroit Rams game was the good one. That was the game of the week.
Yeah, but even the Lions were up big early.
That was a great game, though.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I just checked. I checked in the morning, and when I checked, I figured the Rams were going to win, and I looked at not the Rams, the Lions, and I looked at the Rams score. And it was 23, and the last I seen, the Lions had 21. I said, "Don't tell me they blew this."
No,
I didn't want Zigzag, our friend from Death Crew Society. You know, I'm rooting for him, even though his college team, which I despise, won the Natty.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna get more into Detroit here briefly, but and shortly. But let's do them in order for next.
Oh, we're gonna do the games of the week.
Yeah, actually,
I don't know the order. Do you have them written down?
Yeah, I got them all.
Okay, go ahead then.
All right, the first game is going to be those Texans in a bit of a tougher matchup. They got to go to Baltimore, and that's at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Now, see, in this game, CJ Stroud he's about to be the dude in the NFL, MVP consideration, this and that and the other thing. He's going against the guy that is that guy.
The actual MVP.
The actual MVP. And
I
said since Lamar came out, Lamar is like nothing I've ever seen in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. We have the Rookie of the Year versus the MVP.
And the Ravens are going to handily win that game.
I think so too, and I think the Cleveland game last week is a big part of that because they had now a week with that tape.
Yeah.
And that Baltimore, as much as I respect the hell out of that Cleveland defense, Baltimore's defense is a little bit better.
Yeah.
And now they've had an extra week to rest, the whole week of that tape, and then all the other tapes throughout the year. So unless Houston comes up with another totally off the wall game plan, I think they're in big trouble.
Right on.
Baltimore is a 9.5-point favorite at home.
Oh, see, I don't know if do they cover? Yeah, they cover.
I think they do.
I'm going yes.
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, there could be garbage time score. They could be up. It's one of them games. They could be up like 17, like at the end, and Houston could get like a garbage time touchdown against like prevent defense. So, like, I don't know if I would like confidently bet the line in that, but I like Houston. I mean, no, I like Baltimore to win, of course. The other
for the record, Bobby Slowick is the offensive coordinator in Houston, and he's getting head coach interviews.
Oh, for sure. After that that was a masterpiece last week.
We just made that guy head coach somewhere.
Yeah, and you know, I'm no Cleveland homer at all. I'm not even a fan of theirs, but I'm not going to hate on him either. Their defense is great, and he made them look very bad.
Very bad.
So yeah, that dude last week,
and they got a couple guys back on defense. Our defense should have been better.
Yeah,
but
that was his Bobby Slowick. You said
Slowick.
That was his masterpiece. That game.
So you have that game. What's the next game?
The next game is the other number 1 seed. This one in the NFC. It's Green Bay at San Francisco at 8:15 p.m. Saturday. And just like the Houston-Baltimore game, San Francisco is a 9.5-point favorite.
And they cover as well.
They probably do, although I'm rooting for Green Bay in this game for selfish reasons.
Okay, what are those selfish reasons?
Because if Green Bay.
Oh, okay, I got it. Better then you get to host the NFC Championship. If the next game, which is.
So no, that's not the next. Actually, that is the next game.
Okay, there you go.
Well, let's go. Yeah, San Francisco. I think they cover. They're just too tough. But again, though, Baltimore made Brock Purdy and that San Francisco offense look really bad, and Green Bay has that. Green Bay's got a damn good defense too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there, man. They're going to give them a fight, but I think Frisco pulls away in the end. They're just too good and well-rounded.
Yep.
Can't stop McCaffrey.
Nope.
So. And then we go into Sunday at 3 p.m. We have Tampa Bay at Detroit. Detroit is a 6.5-point favorite in that game.
They do not cover, but they win.
They do not cover. They do not win.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, Donald's with you, but, he's the biggest Baker Mayfield homer in the world.
Yeah. I don't know. Detroit barely squeaked one out against a team not as good as Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just smashed the team better than Detroit.
The Rams are better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, they're not.
You're insane.
No.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers barely got into the playoffs playing in the worst division I've ever seen in my life.
It's not the worst division you've ever seen in your life.
Pretty goddamn close.
The Seahawks hosted a playoff game going 7-9. So.
That doesn't mean that the division was worse. They might have played better teams.
Oh, that division was terrible that year. That's too
long ago to even get into. But they're on par with that division anyway.
So either way, though, they barely squeak one out against a team that's not very good.
And the Buccaneers won 9-0 to get into the playoffs against the worst team I've seen in a long time.
They did what they had to do.
And didn't that team beat them earlier on in the year? No. It wasn't one of their losses? Okay.
No, they beat Philadelphia, though.
Yeah, that's all I knew they would. I said they would. I told all my Philly guys in the comments, I said, sorry to do this to you, but it's not going to work out for you.
Talking about the Panthers. The Panthers beat Philadelphia earlier in the year.
Oh, did they? That must be the game I seen then. Okay, like week 2 or 3?
That was, their first
early on in the year? Okay, right on.
No, but I don't know, man. The momentum there, it just they're on all cylinders right now, man. The way if that Tampa Bay defense plays like that, Detroit, almost nobody has no shot. But the thing is, does the defense show up?
Yeah, we'll see.
Detroit's defense is going to give up a ton of yards to Baker. That's going to happen.
So, are you betting the money line in that game, or are you taking the points?
I'll take the money line because the odds are fucking fantastic.
Right, I know. I mean, I just wanted to see how confident you were in your squad there.
Tampa Bay money line and the under. I forgot the over-unders in the other one. The over-under is 48.5. But I'll go under in that one because that Tampa Bay defense is playing out of their fucking minds right now.
Well, how's Tampa Bay going to go up there and combat that rough Detroit weather?
Yeah. That was funny.
This idiot.
That was great.
Well, we'll be out in that weather for about 20 seconds running from the huts to the field.
Bowles handled that question perfectly.
So then the last game of the week would be,
and this is the game of the week,
Kansas City, right?
Yeah, Kansas City at Buffalo, 6:30 p.m. Sunday, and this is the main event. This will be the most competitive game.
I think in this game, if it was in Kansas City, I'd go with Kansas City. In Buffalo, I'm going to go with Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo. They're 2.5-point favorites, which is
Buffalo
basically saying it's a coin flip, field goal game. The home team's 3-point favorite. That's basically pick 'em. I think KC has played very poorly this year. I think they're Super Bowl hungover, even though, they won their division. They got in the playoffs. But have they looked as intimidating as last year at any point? No.
And Buffalo's playing pretty decent right now.
They had a lull right now. Buffalo was like 6-5, and then they ended up, like 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
So they did like the opposite of Philadelphia, man. They got stronger as the year went on, and it's the perfect time to be playing like that. You remember the very first episode we did when football was coming in, I picked Buffalo to win the Super Bowl. So I'm obviously picking them to win this game.
Well, there you go. And
the over-under is 45.5, and I think that might actually go over.
You think it's going to go? Okay.
I think it might. Depends on the weather there. If they get really, really shitty weather again, then no. So.
All right. So, back to the main event, or finally to the main event. 40 minutes in, not 30 minutes in. But like I said, like you said, it's probably going to be a shorter review anyway.
Yeah.
And then we got to get out of here so we could join either Charles Sherrod, the dive. He's doing the Little Shop of Horrors thing tonight. Ironically.
Yeah.
You know what he's covering? No, not the Little Shop of Horrors. It is a musical, but it's the wrong one. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror. That's right.
Yes. I was going to say, how about that? That would be ironic as fuck. But no, I screwed that up. And he's got a metal band whose name escapes me on tonight as well. So that's the dive, and then the live chat for the Cine Nerds podcast with JP on YouTube after our show. So we're gonna get back to Hatchet. For those of you that didn't see it, isn't this awesome? So I wanted to bring him out. So Hatchet, 2006's Hatchet, Adam Green. Adam Green directed the film. He also directed. He's gone again. There he is. Frozen. He directed Frozen. Did you see Frozen?
Not the kids' movie Frozen.
I wanted to have graphics and do the whole. I can't even think of a broad song. The song that she sang that was all over the place.
Let It Go.
Let It Go. Yeah, I was about to hit the button, but I didn't have time to get the thing in there. Frozen is a cool movie, JP says. That's what I hear, but I haven't seen it. But I do love all the Hatchet movies, and this is the first one of the 4. Now, when I watched this for the first time, I think I was listening to our friends at the Bloody Essentials podcast when they were still on the Dolls of Horror podcast, and it sounded like something really cool to me on there. So I decided to watch them, and I'm going through Tubi, and I thought I didn't notice the little 3 slashes on part 3 in the logo, so I thought that was the first one. And I watched it, and then so I watched 3 first, but then we went back and just did it all over again. But they're real cool movies. All kinds of cool Easter eggs for giant horror fans. Great practical special effects, no CGI. And Adam Green, he also directed a short film called Driving Lessons. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
In this film, they're teaching Michael Myers how to drive. I really want to find this, but you know who plays Michael Myers?
Who?
Take a guess.
Kane Hodder.
So technically, he's been on screen as all 4 of the.
That's
the
not
major...
a film, though.
I know it doesn't count because it's a short.
That's like a fan film, basically.
Basically, I think it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The last one, Victor Crowley, is great as well. Yes, it is. And hopefully we'll review that sometime soon. I really like that Felissa Rose in that and a bunch of other people. So we'll talk about the cast first. We'll run through them real quick. Of course, you got Kane Hodder, and we don't need to go into anything about him. Friday the 13th, he's Jason. 7, 8, 9, and 10. He was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 3 and parts of it. The final guy in the movie, Joel David Moore.
Yeah, and
probably the most accomplished actor in the movie.
He plays Ben.
And
the first thing I'm like, there's the dork from Grandma's Boy.
And I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast earlier. They brought that up, but I was thinking about Dodgeball.
And he's in that too. And that came out.
And he's a dork in Avatar. He's the dork in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
He is just a lifelong dork in these movies.
Yeah. And Grandma's Boy came out the same year as this.
Yeah. He was like the Terminator kind of character, video game guy.
So it's like really funny thinking he either played that role and then this one right after, or vice versa, because it came out at like the same time. So it's just like he's still a dork, but just a different kind of dork.
And you had his friend Dean Richmond.
Dion
Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wrote.
Kenny from the Cosby
Isn't
Show.
it? I knew this guy looked so familiar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why do I know that guy? And he was also on Psych, right?
No, it's not him.
They're not the same guy. Are you
That's
sure?
not him. No, I know who you're talking about though.
I
but
could
no,
have
it's
sworn
not.
I found out they were the same people. I'm gonna look
No,
that up.
no.
Anyway.
Dion Richmond played Kenny from the Cosby Show.
Cosby Show. I know. I just thought it was the same guy. But he was also
Rudy's little buddy.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And fun fact about him, real quick.
Uh-huh.
A real tie-in here. When the opening credits to this film come on, the music is Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Dion Richmond, several years before this film, was in a Marilyn Manson music video.
Oh, this film was in a Manson movie?
Dion Richmond, the actor,
Okay.
was in a Marilyn Manson music video years before this film.
Which song?
Tainted Love, the cover.
Oh, okay. You know what? I've never seen that because I never liked that.
Yeah.
I've
You
never
remember
been
they
a fan.
covered Soft Cell's Tainted Love?
He is
Yeah,
in Psych, by the way. I'm right.
Oh, he's not.
He's in Psych as one episode. See, that's
it's
a
not
falsehood.
the,
He's not the guy
you're thinking of.
He's
not
probably in it as a joke because people thought he was the guy.
He looks like him. He looks like him. Yeah. But yeah, it's not who you were thinking.
But that's probably why he's in the one episode, though, because
Yeah.
somebody was probably swearing it was the same guy, and they just put him in there as a haha.
But yeah, I saw him like, is that Kenny all grown up? And
But
it
his
was.
horror connection, he was in Scream 3.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
Because I tried to find it, because in this movie, there's he used a lot of actors that have ties to other horror movies. In
Yeah.
Scream 3, he played one of the actors that were making the movie Stab that got killed.
I just thought it was really coincidental too that he had two ties to Marilyn Manson of all people. Really weird, but hey, that's also a fact. So
Right on. Then we have our final girl, Amara Zaragoza.
something like that.
See, I wrote my notes a lot better. You probably won't not be able to see them because of my stupid camera.
No,
You can actually read this shit now.
we're definitely going to talk a bit about her as we go on.
Mm-hmm. So she was replaced in the sequels. She played Maribeth, and she was replaced in the sequels by Danielle Harris, who actually auditioned for the part.
Mm-hmm.
But Adam Green didn't want to put her in it because he didn't want to have too many horror icons.
Bad decision.
Very bad decision, because it would be so much better if she was in all four of them, number one. And number two, this thing just became a thing where you were getting cameos from everyone. Mm-hmm. If you were ever in a horror movie, I'm putting you in my Hatchet movie.
Yeah.
JP says that he played JP in Grandma's Boy, talking about Ben.
Yeah.
Ironic.
That was the dork's name in Grandma's Boy. It was JP, the game designer. Yeah.
All right. Mercedes McNabb.
Yeah.
Her horror connection would be Addams Family 1 and 2.
Yeah.
She was a Girl Scout cookie salesman in the first one, and then the antagonist. Would she be the secondary antagonist, right? In part 2?
Something
Or would
like
she
that.
be the primary antagonist? I don't know. Depends on which way you look at it. Because you had the one girl that was fucking with Uncle Fester, and then you had her at the camp with Wednesday.
Yeah.
But she played Misty, and then Jenna was Jolie Fiore, and she looked so familiar to me, but I couldn't picture her. I couldn't find anything I knew her from.
Yeah, I thought she was somebody else too, and I looked it up, and it wasn't the person.
And other notable people, Richard Reel.
Yeah,
Richard Reel, you remember him from Office Space?
absolutely. It
the
was
jump to
Tom
conclusion, man?
with the jump to conclusions, Matt.
Yeah, and he was also in one of the coolest scenes of Casino.
Yes,
Remember him from Casino?
I do.
And Joe Pesci said,
Yeah.
right about the time I'm getting out of jail, you're gonna get out of your coma,
Yeah.
and I'll knock you in your fucking head again.
Because I'm fucking stupid.
Because
I
I'm
don't care
fucking
about
stupid.
jail. Yeah. He was like the bank manager. Yeah.
You put my money to sleep.
Yeah. I put your fucking brain to sleep.
Oh, jeez, good stuff.
He's like one of them character actors.
Yeah, he's just always in a ton of things. And those are the only two I wrote down, though.
I will always remember him most from Office Space, though.
Right, absolutely. Did I write his wife's name? No, I didn't write his wife's name. She wasn't cool enough to get on my list here. And then you had some guys that just had like little small cameos, but icons they are indeed. Robert Englund,
Yes.
Freddy Krueger himself, was Samson.
I've heard of him a couple of times.
You heard of him a little bit? We don't need to get into his history, huh? His son in the movie, who I wrote his name, I didn't write his shoot name because I found out I didn't think he mattered, and then I was listening to this podcast and he was in the Blair Witch movie.
Yeah, I wrote down Joshua Leonard, the dork from Blair Witch.
That's it, the dork.
Another dork.
Yep, and in this movie he played Angsley, I believe his name was.
And he's the one that I did not recognize until after I watched the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because he was all like,
me neither. I didn't. When I heard that, when I heard that he was in that, the Blair Witch, and then I was like, oh yeah, that is him.
He's the first, and he is the first person that speaks in this film. Not the first person on screen, but the first person that speaks.
Okay. Tony Todd.
Yes.
Did played Reverend Zombie, who, spoiler alert, will return.
Yes.
He will return in these movies.
He's the candy man. He needs to tend to his birds.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool little spot. But he has a larger role later, and you'll see that he is the greatest kill in all four of the movies, in my opinion.
Well, I can't wait.
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to spoil that for you.
Yeah.
I'll let you get to that. I don't know which part it is because I don't know these movies like I know Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the great late John Carl Buechler. Buechler? It's not Buechler. It's Buechler.
Buechler.
But it's spelled Buechler, so it screwed me up there. He plays Jack Cracker.
Yeah.
Basically, this movie's Ralph.
But more importantly, he does the effects.
He does the effects in this movie. And if I remember right, I might be fucking this up. I was talking to you before we went on air. He was not really supposed to be doing the special effects. He was there just for the cameo. Mm-hmm. And Adam Green, I want to say, was doing the special effects himself. But then John Buechler was like, hey, what about this? And let's do this way. And like he got more and more and more involved as the project went on. And then eventually, basically was all him.
So what you're saying is he healed in on the job.
Yeah, I mean, if you got this guy there, he's one of the best ever. I mean,
yeah.
You're gonna and you low budget as it is. The budget was $1.5 million.
Right, and obviously Kane is super comfortable working with him.
So. Oh, absolutely, because they worked together more than once, not just in Part 7. They were
Prison.
Yeah, that movie
called Prison.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
And then even more so, the effects work done in Part 7, which was outstanding.
And got murdered by the MPAA.
Right, but still the effects were.
Oh, they were still really good. How much better would they have been? Otherwise.
Even just withstanding that, the Jason effects. Period. The costume.
I think with this, we got to see a lot of what we could have seen in Part 7, the No Blood, as you referred to it as.
That's right. The very, very first Friday film we reviewed on this channel. Go back and look. It's on Spotify.
And iTunes.
That's right. Now it is.
It's on iTunes. The whole catalog's on there. So, there might be a couple episodes that I haven't posted on either platform, but I will get to that sooner or later. Then you got I can't pronounce her name, but it's Rileah, which looks like Rilea.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. She was actually the young Victor Crowley.
And went on to marry Adam Green.
So you did some homework. Look at that.
And then she went on to divorce Adam Green.
I thought that too, but I wasn't sure and didn't have time to fact check it, so I left that part out.
But you can't really do one without doing the other.
Yeah, you gotta be married before you can have a divorce.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the cast.
You forgot a couple.
All right, who did I forget that kind of mattered?
One dude I wanted to bring up is Shapiro.
Oh, the guy that played the director?
The sleazy director. Joel Murray. Joel Murray is the
What was
actor.
it? Bayou Beavers.
Yeah. Now,
Joel
I
Murray,
knew him. I recognized him right away. He was, he was the sleazebag in this movie, but he was also, do you remember a 90s sitcom called Dharma and Greg?
I know Dharma and Greg.
He was Greg's best friend from work who was also a sleazebag.
Oh, awesome. So he's got sleazebag capabilities.
Right, and even though I did not look this up, I know just by his accent he's from Chicago or somewhere around there.
Right on.
And then there was the only other actor you didn't mention was the Asian guy doing the tour.
Oh yeah, the guy that's actually in all 4 of these movies.
Yeah, different role.
Spoiler alert: he plays a different role in at least 3 of them. I think he reprises a role in 4 from one of the earlier movies, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't have his name in front of me, but he's the only other prominent.
And he's been in a lot of things. He was in General Hospital.
That is true. That is true.
I know that because I used to watch it with my wife.
I know it just because I looked at IMDb last night.
I did not check his IMDb out, so I don't have any notes for him. But yeah, he's pretty good. You know what kind of bothered me about him is he's doing this fake accent for Louisiana, and then once I figure out he's not from there, he has this like strong "I just moved here" Korean accent. Mm-hmm. Like you wouldn't have those 2 accents.
Yeah.
But I mean, trying to make sense out of this movie maybe is a mistake on my part.
That's true, and we're going to get to that as well.
Right on. Okay, so where do we want to start here?
We'll start right at the beginning, because right away, I mean, it's the first person you see is Robert Englund, and I think we have a big missed opportunity here.
Yeah, what's that?
The fact that he's killed off screen.
Oh.
I want to see Jason kill Freddy on screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a big missed opportunity right there, having him killed off screen.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't realize that he was killed off screen.
Yeah, because his son just stumbles upon his body when he's taking a piss.
Yeah.
So, and then we get like just the crazy, insane, like
the Mardi Gras.
The gore. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
Just like, whoa, you're buckle the fuck up. You're in for it.
Now, did you feel the same? I know you didn't, but I'm going to ask a question anyway. As excessive as the gore is in this movie, did it have the same effect as Terrifier on you?
No,
I didn't think. I knew the answer to that already. I don't know.
No, it didn't make me uncomfortable.
No. But it's so there's a way where you can do crazy gore without being sick.
Yeah, and this was that, and same with like I've been watching a lot of Walking Dead lately.
Right on.
And this was akin to that. Some of that gore is really extreme in that, but it doesn't like make me uncomfortable or make me queasy or anything like Terrifier does.
Yeah. And if you like that thing, that's cool too. But I just think, and I do like the Terrifier movies, but I think some of it was a little bit excessive and unnecessary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
you could have got your point across different. But go ahead.
And then you mentioned the Mardi Gras stuff up from the greats, for everything and that whole thing. And I really think we get a bait and switch here. Like it's like, oh my God, this big setting in New Orleans and the bayou and all that, and they're just really shooting in some fucking woods that could be anywhere, It just, I think, and it's actually, one of my bottom 5 things. We'll talk about that.
Yep. Right on. I had no problem with that, the setting, like, because they had to get out of there. They had to have a reason to be in New Orleans. So obviously Mardi Gras is your reason, and then, you move them to the swamp where everything that matters happens. But
there's a different way to go about it, but that's okay.
Oh, well, right on. So then, so we got all of our guys here. One of the guys in his group was Adam Green, actually.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys in the group. And fun fact: when these guys are puking in this movie, that is real throw up. That is not fucking special effects.
That is shoot vomit.
And that's one of the things that I'll take the goriest fucking shit. I don't like watching people throw up.
I don't like it either.
Disgusting.
It's that was they puked the hard way.
Yeah, the hard way. And just disgusting. But
and the gist of it is, long story short, these kids are on vacation. and then they go to do this tour, and then don't come to this area because it's this guy's territory, his area. Everybody that goes here gets killed or disappears or this or that. Where have we heard that before?
Oh yeah, obviously.
So
I mean, but that's the plot line and storyline in a lot of these movies.
That sums the whole movie up in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it really does.
And it was like a throwback to like an 80s slasher, obviously like borrowed heavy on a lot of these things. I hear that he had the idea for Victor Crowley's backstory at summer camp when he was 8 years old. That's where he got the idea for this guy. And it goes more into Victor's mythos in the next like few movies, like how he can do everything he's doing, why he's doing everything he's doing, and eventually, just like all these other movies, they will do too much. It will turn into like a whole thing.
Yeah, it just it's also funny you mentioned Terrifier. It's just like, oh well, there's a reason this happened and that happened, but you got to wait like 4 movies to find out. Right.
Because
get the fuck out of here.
Because I'm going to go out on a limb and say he doesn't know why, and he has to like patch those holes later.
I agree with you completely.
I think that's
on both counts.
Right. So, and again, with this movie and with a lot of these horror movies we review, we're not talking about Academy Award winning fucking movies, and you don't always need a great story and a great cast. Speaking of the cast, I wanted to mention something about the cast. Like, we had talked about Jason Goes to Hell and how I thought it was one of the better ensembles of characters. And you brought up a different Friday. I think you brought up Friday 4, and of course Friday 5. And this movie did not have that.
No.
You didn't give a good goddamn about any of these people, and they never gave you a reason.
There's 2 of them that I do, and we'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
probably the same 2 for me, but okay.
Probably. And I hope for the same reason, because there was, I don't know, in its own way, I found something very charming about this film.
Don't get me wrong. I might be coming off negative about the movie, but I love the movie. But I also love a lot of I didn't think you would.
I don't.
You were kind of throwing me off with your vibe. I was thinking maybe you did.
See, I don't hate it though either.
Right.
I think I'm gonna rate this one probably differently than you think.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of reasons.
But we'll get to that later on. So we're going to the thing. Ben broke up with his girlfriend. He's all pissed off and upset about that. Marcus is trying to make him feel better. His brother had told him about this cool tour that you could take and win in Rome. So they go to book the tour with Candyman, Rob Zombie. Not Rob Zombie. Been a whole different movie. It was him. Reverend Zombie. And you know what I wanted to say? I forgot. I'm going to back this up and we'll come back. Boom, boom. The beginning of the movie when they're in the swamp, Robert Englund and Josh, whatever the fuck his name is.
Leonard.
Yeah. Did you pick up that? Do you think that was the music at that point was meant to sound like Harry Manfredini, or did it not? And I'm just crazy.
I didn't think it did.
I thought it did a little bit. Okay. Nevertheless, back to where we are. So Reverend Zombie, they're going to book this tour with him, but he can't do it because his some insurance, some guy suing him. It was a funny line. I don't remember if we ever find out about his birds he went to go tend to, though. I hope we do. I can't remember because I haven't seen these movies in a while, and I've only seen them probably once each. Well, except for the one we're reviewing now, I watched 2 times this week. But neither time was I able to actually sit and just really pay attention to it either. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm glad you took notes and paid better attention probably than I did. So they go to get on this tour, and that's when we're hit with one of your favorite things, the character bomb.
Yeah.
The big bomb of characters.
There's like 5 of them like we're hit over the head with in like one scene.
Yeah, well, between the scene at the Sean something. Sean was his name in the movie, the Asian guy. Yeah. At his shop when they're going to get on the bus. And yeah, you're hit with the 2 girls, the softcore porn stars, and
The director,
the sleazy director, and
the
then
older
they get up,
couple,
the older couple,
and the Asian tour guide.
and the Asian tour guide,
That's
and
6
the
people.
mysterious local girl, Mary Beth.
Oh, 7 people. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
which is our whole little character ensemble for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, that's 7 of the 9 people, like
Mhm.
that we're just smashed with.
Yeah, boom, here you are.
Yeah.
So they go and they're the swap. The Sean guy doesn't really know. He's faking it until he makes it. He doesn't really know what's going on. He's saying different announcements on his loudspeaker. They're correcting him. And he just doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And they finally get on the boat and they're going in a tour in the swamp where they're not supposed to be. And they don't know why they're not supposed to be there. I don't think yet, right?
Well,
And,
they do and they don't because the Crowley name already was mentioned.
yeah. Oh, yeah. In the shop, they were selling the T-shirts.
Yeah. And then the tour guide mentions it on the boat.
Yeah, the tour guide mentions it on the boat.
But it was
when
the
he talks
wrong
about the
house.
wrong house.
Yeah.
That was funny. So the boat ends up running up against some rocks and gets stuck, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
So at that point, they got to get off the boat. Whilst trying to get off the boat, Richard Reel gets his leg bit by an alligator because they're in the swamp. And don't they shoot the alligator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mary Beth.
Beth.
That's where she reveals she has a gun.
Right on. And then that's when they discover. She tells the story of Victor Crowley and the legend of why he is who he is. He got killed with a hatchet in the middle of his face by his dad by accident. And, how he was tormented and tortured growing up. And that sets the whole scene. We're about halfway through the movie at this point. We're about 40 minutes in. The movie's about an hour and 20 minutes. So,
and then it just turns into your typical slasher body count rising.
Oh yeah,
type deal from then.
So, out of all these kills that happen, which one did you like the best and why?
I'm saving it because it's on my top 5 list of things I like.
Okay.
One of these kills in particular is one of my 5 favorite things. So
right on.
I'm gonna save it.
So they kill this guy like almost immediately. They shoot him, gun him down, but then he comes back.
Yeah.
And then they set him on fire, and he comes back, and they kill this guy over and over again, but he keeps coming back and killing them in very violent ways. Mm-hmm. One of the people, did you notice the tribute to the Friday the 13th 6? Where they slam the guy's head into the tree?
Oh, the tree, yeah.
I don't really have any knowledge if that's really what they were going for, but probably was what they were going for. With all of the little Easter eggs and hidden things in movies of the past.
Even though that wasn't Kane.
No, that wasn't Kane, but this guy's favorite Friday the 13th was probably part 6. I mean, let's keep it a buck, as they say.
What?
Just because Kane was in his movie doesn't mean that.
Yeah. Part 6 was sane people's favorite Friday the 13th.
It is most people's favorite. It's not mine.
Is it really?
You don't think it's most people's favorite?
I think 4 is most people's favorite.
I don't know. I hear 6 a lot. I hear 4 a lot.
Yeah.
I hear 1 a lot. I hear 2 a lot.
I don't hear 1 a lot anymore. I used to.
Yeah. The old heads usually go for that one. The ones that are like really into like the classic horror, more classic stuff.
But yeah, like you said, they kill this guy over and over, but they really don't.
They really don't. And I don't think they ever mentioned why in this. They talk about it. They go into depth in the next few movies, and I don't remember exactly why, but he relives the same day over and over again. And your dog's making a cameo.
Kind of like it's kind of the same day over and over, so it's kind of like a horror Groundhog Day, is what you're saying.
It is. It is absolutely like a horror Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then you knock these guys off one by one. Like I said, we're not going to go into a scene by scene thing.
No,
and,
no point.
So we go to the end, and they're trying to get away from them. And Ben is in the boat, or so she thinks, and the hands reached out. She grabs Ben's hand, but really, I mean, it is Ben's hand. It's just no longer connected to his body.
Right.
And the movie abruptly ends.
I actually saw that coming.
You did? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. See, a lot of people didn't, but
I did.
1, 2, and 3 is like 2, 3, and 4 on Friday, where they're continuous.
I've heard
one
that.
picks up right where the other one leaves off.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start right at the end of this in part 2, and then in part 3, and then 4 is a little bit later. It's not the same weekend,
and that's why it's called Victor Crowley and not Hatchet 4.
Quite probably.
Yeah.
I still would have probably called it Hatchet 4, but
Or how about Victor Crowley
sure.
subtitled Hatchet 4?
Right, something like that. To let you know for sure it's the same film.
Yeah.
Make it easier to find. But who knows? So you said you didn't like it and you didn't hate it. So No Time Like the Present. We're over an hour into the show. So and a show that I thought was going to be a short show is actually running long. So, top 5 things, bottom 5 things. You pick which one you want to do first.
Top.
All right.
Number 5, John Carl Buechler's effects.
Nice. That was number 5. Okay, it'll probably be higher on my list, but okay.
That's cool. Thought he did a great job. Some of the kills, well, they were all good, but some of them, they didn't really tell a story. Sometimes they're a little bit too much, but for what they were going for.
What about when the one guy gets hit in the head with the chick's head? And I've said it before in this podcast. I really, really want a prosthetic head. I'll take a prosthetic arm, but I want a prosthetic head that's been used in a movie so bad.
That would
Doesn't even have to be a good head or a good movie.
Yeah.
Either one. Just I
anything.
need one.
Yeah, anything.
I know a guy that has one, and I don't think he'll give it to me.
Yeah.
I know a guy personally that has one that I don't think I can get off his head. He has 2, as a matter of fact. But the Jason head.
Well, you've heard the expression, 2 heads are better than 1.
2 heads are better than 1. And that's probably why I'll get neither from him. But but okay, I digress. Number 4.
Number 4 was Dion Richmond as Marcus. I really enjoyed this character.
Okay.
And I really did.
He did a good job, but I just don't think any of the characters really had a lot of depth to them except for our final girl.
Wow.
But
when
you watch the other movies, you're gonna think that she was a waste too.
Well, different actress though.
Yeah, because Danielle Harris was so much better.
How could she be worse? But that's on the other list.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3 would be the head snap kill, Shannon's kill.
Oh yeah, that was
just backwards. That was my favorite.
Yeah,
the older lady, Richard Rail's wife.
You know who else's favorite it was?
Who?
Kane Hodder himself.
Oh, it was?
It's his favorite kill he's ever done on screen in any movie.
I've never heard that.
Yes.
Awesome. That's my favorite one. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite kill he's ever done on film, but it's my favorite in this movie.
Yeah, and he was talking about how cool she was about it, and how like a lot of actors, like he put his hands all up in her mouth, they're fucking filthy, and like a lot of actors and actresses would not want to do that, and she was all for it, do whatever, real trooper about it. But yeah, it was Kane's favorite kill in any movie, not just this movie.
I loved it.
This was a good one, yeah. So I see why you waited. Okay.
Yeah.
And number 2.
Number 2 is Tony Todd's cameo.
Oh, cool.
Loved it.
I love Tony Todd.
I do too. Just his screen presence, even just in a filler
in a little
role.
2-minute role, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that voice, that the way he looks, everything. And that's why Candyman is the scariest motherfucker in horror.
I love
his voice.
The Mardi Gras makeup he had on too. The whole deal, the whole outfit. And then the story, and then it's a bad joke is what it turns into, but the way he delivers it makes it awesome.
Yeah, you're thinking it's this crazy thing, and then he just goes off with it.
Yeah. So I loved seeing him show up.
That was good too. And again, he's gonna come back, and he'll come back with my favorite kill later.
Oh.
Number 1, so right, number 1. The number 1 thing you like the most about this movie?
My number one favorite thing.
But those 4 things, I don't know what you could have at number 1 because those all 4 were really good.
And this, this ties into what I said. Like, I found something actually kind of charming about this film, and this is it. It's Ben and Marcus's friendship and chemistry.
Okay, cool.
I really liked how he ditched his, the other guys to go off with him because he knew his buddy was having a hard time.
And he was hurting, yeah.
He absolutely.
And we've all been in that position, so we can relate.
I'd rather skin my dick than do this, but he did it anyway.
He did it anyway, yeah, absolutely.
And that was a great line, too. I'd rather skin my own dick.
And when he's like, hey, you got $40 on you for this? It's like, oh, you don't got no cash? I said, no, I'm just not paying for this shit.
Yeah. Like, I'll be here in support, but not that support.
They ain't getting my money, god damn it.
But then their chemistry on the bus when dude's trying to talk to the girl and he's just like smacking him on the head, like, what the fuck, man? Nice jacket, No, I thought they played off of each other very well.
They were good. And he was the other, when I said 2 people that had some kind of a depth to him and the final girl, more so him than the final girl, because he was, tied through everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so I guess we're at the negative portion of this, the bottom 5 things.
Yeah.
And here's where I think you're going to probably rip this movie to shreds.
Yeah, I mean, some of these are more brutal than others. Some of them are just nitpicks. Number 5 is a bait and switch of Swampland / New Orleans. Like, boom, it's like we're in New Orleans. It's a big setting, and then we're just in some woods. I just felt bait and switched. Like, I thought there'd be more to this production, and we could have shot this in the fucking Metro Parks.
They may have. Who knows?
Yeah.
I do know where they shot it, but I can't remember.
And I get, you say,
there's a story in one of these movies, maybe all of them, I don't remember which, but there's a story about where they shot it, and it's a cool story, but I can't remember it, so we won't get into it. We can't.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think it matters. Like, you're saying like could be just a metro. I think that there's some history in the filming location. Like, I think it was used in another movie, but I can't remember. So I could be just talking shit. Who knows?
Yeah. When we're watching it, we don't know that, nor do we care.
Oh no, yeah, you would know. This is behind the scenes stuff I heard on a podcast.
Yeah.
I just don't remember the details of it.
My number 4 least favorite thing was the whole Misty is a dumbass angle. They just played into it too much, just over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, she's a dumb blonde. She's a ditzy blonde. We get it, but just over and over and over. And a couple of the jokes early on, like, I never heard of NYU. That's kind of funny. But like later on, like, just I'm
gonna call the police. They haven't bring the cops.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
It's so bad.
There was a lot of bad comedy in this.
Yeah,
some things that they thought would be funny that just weren't.
There's good comedy too in this. Again, that's back to the Ben and Marcus. She said it was an allergic reaction to her fabric softener. That's funny. That's funny. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole
and the guy getting hit in the head with the head.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, the whole Misty dumb blonde thing.
It's just been done to death in history anyway.
Do a couple of jokes.
They didn't do it right.
Do the couple of jokes at the beginning, cool. But throughout the whole movie, over and over, it just hitting us over the head with it.
Right on.
No.
So we're on to number 3?
Number 3, and we talked about this earlier, was Robert Englund being killed off screen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a huge missed opportunity. And it's right at the beginning, because I'm just like, I know I saw this movie a long time ago and it had been a while. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, oh, yeah, we get to see Jason kill Freddy. Yeah. No, we don't.
No, we don't. Unfortunately.
Yeah, we just see Freddy laying there dead. And it kind of irked me because, again, that's a big missed opportunity there.
Right.
For like a real.
I wonder why it didn't go down that way. If we ever get Adam Green on this show, which I'm going to try, and I think I have tried, but we might be able to ask him someday.
Okay. My number 2 is, however you say it, Amara Zaragoza as a final girl.
And she's had more than one name. She legally changed her name to that. I don't know what it is, what it used to be off the top of my head. So
yeah, her as a final girl, did not.
I think you're going to Danielle Harris a lot more.
Well, I love Danielle Harris.
Yeah.
Just her as a final girl just felt flat again. Just like, oh my God, I wonder what happened to my dad and my brother, but I already have all the answers,
Right.
Like, I mean, no discredit to her, I thought it was a very poorly written part.
Mm-hmm.
And she can only, again, you can only deliver the lines on the page, but just her acting fell flat to me, and I didn't like her chemistry with anyone. So
Right on.
she just seemed kind of there.
So was that number 2?
That's 2.
What is the thing you liked the absolute least about this film?
The plot, storyline in general, and done to death a million fucking times, and it doesn't do anything original whatsoever.
Right.
So.
I mean, no, not really. I mean, they
don't even think about it. It doesn't.
I mean, Victor Crowley was a kind of a new guy, but he is a lot like Jason. He's a lot like Jason.
A lot like any throwaway horror,
right.
Like.
But it was cool that they finally gave us something new that built into a franchise. There was like 4 of them, but no, there was nothing really super special at all.
No,
I agree. I agree with mostly everything you said. Yeah, But I like the movie, and we'll go and get into our grades of the movie because we're going like hour 15.
We're good.
I gotta get out of here soon anyway. But grades of the movie. Now I'm gonna grade this twice. I'm gonna grade it. I love the movie. I watched the movie 100 times. I will give it a B as far as how much I like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm going to grade it like a critic, I'm not going to give it a B because I always say like my score and the objective score is always going to be different. Like one day I'm going to critique a movie where I'm going to say this is an A critically, but critically, but I didn't like it. I would give it a D, but I like the movie. I watch it just about any time. I give it about a B that way. But as a critic and as a movie, things that they could have did, things that they didn't do, the story, the cast just being so blah, just there. C-.
Mm-hmm. That's funny you say that because I had this at a C- last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I had it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's a good movie, but some of it was entertaining to me.
Right. I mean, it's a fun movie. Pop your popcorn, watch the movie, enjoy the kills. Yeah.
But I got to sleep on it and thought about it more.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go higher than a D+ on this.
And I'm close to a D+. I mean, I'm C-, D+. I'm in that area too. It's just, I mean, is it Microwave Massacre? No, it's not that bad. But there's a lot of problems with it. A lot of problems with the story, a lot of problems with the cast. But like every movie doesn't have to be great to be good, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to think of the last film I gave a C- to, and I can't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm. We got to start keeping track of this shit.
Yeah, I'll go through it. I know I gave Secret Santa a D+.
Yeah.
And I like this movie better than that.
Okay.
But the last film I gave a C- to, I like that film better than this one. So it's like right in that area.
Right. And same for me, but I like the movie and I like the whole series, and they do get progressively better. Or at least I remember it that way. We'll have to revisit it and find out.
I was entertained enough that I am willing to go further and watch the next one.
You're not dreading it like you're dreading watching Terrifier?
No.
Did we do Terrifier or did we just do All Hallows Eve?
We did All Hallows Eve.
Oh, so you hadn't even gotten a Terrifier.
I watched the first full-length one.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Or bad or whatever, but
I saw clips from the second one.
The second one, there's a whole lot going on, man. There's a whole lot.
The clips alone. Yeah.
Rob Dahl, he's still with us. I didn't think anybody was still with us, but he gives it an A-.
Wow.
And again, like I said, I'm not grading the film on how much I liked it. I'm grading it like on whether or not it's a good or great movie, and critically. And yeah, I'm C-, D+. I'm right in there.
Yeah.
But I really like the movie. I gave it a B. I'll watch it again. I love it.
See, this is one it's kind of maybe I will go C- because I would watch it again.
Yeah.
Whereas
there's some F movies I'd watch again.
Right. With Secret Well, Secret Santa was a D+, and I will never watch that movie again.
There you go. Right on.
So-
Okay.
So maybe no, this is still a D-, man, but it's a different kind of D-.
D plus. D plus.
Or D+.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're, I'll still think it's C-, D+. Yes.
Right on. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up, guys. If you haven't already, go turn on the Cine Nerds or the Dive podcast, either one, maybe both. Support our friends, and we'll see you back next week on the show. Don't know what we're gonna do. If you got an idea, you can text me.
Yeah,
That's
I got a couple.
Ryan. Okay, not them, you.
Yeah, not them, you.
And we'll get a flyer up. But 2 weeks from now, if my math is right, would that be the February 8th thing? I don't know.
So
But Brett Wagner, we'll have Brett Wagner
that's
on 3 weeks. Okay, Brett Wagner will be on to talk his casting of Texas Chainsaw, what happened with the movie, all kinds of fun stuff. So is Ryan going to wear? Yes, Ryan is going to be there as well. We're both going to be up there, and we both might partake in the cosplay contest. I don't know. No, he says no. I was going to say I'll loan you my hood.
I'm just going as a fan.
Okay, I was going to say I'll loan you Roy's hood. You can borrow it.
I'm just going as a fan for this one.
Because he had a hood, but it got ruined.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So we're going to get out of here. And, yeah. And we'll see you guys next week at 7. And we'll talk about some cool horror stuff. Don't know what. But we'll figure it out. And you got anything else to say, Ryan?
Go Bucks. And there goes the neighborhood.